Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Daniela and today we'll continue with Mindhunter, this time episode 7 of the first season. In the last episode, they managed to figure out what happened with Beverly Jane. Um, Apparently, all three had something to do with it. Benjamin started, he tied her up. Then Frank came, abused her. Benjamin let that happen, beat her, and they call Rose. She came. When she came, apparently Beverly Jane was in the bathtub, but she was still alive, so you know, she finished the business. Unfortunately, the DEA and the persecutors didn't quite understood that. Maybe they understood, but they had no evidence. So they charged Benjamin the worst, and Frank, because he made a plea deal. He's gonna spend some years in a mental institute, mental hospital. So that's great. Also, Dr. Carr chose to continue her work with the FBI, and she found a place. She's having an office in the basement, but it's an office. Anyway, as usual, I got something to drink. Is coffee. The episode is ready to start, so without further ado, let's do this. I want to say, I wanted to say that maybe the gloves and the duct tape, is for his job, but definitely the gun isn't. Also, it was kind of a joke because I think I know who he is, and
Saw this interview with Ollie's trainer. He said he didn't know what was wrong. The mouthpiece just kept coming out bloody. It is not an easy thing to break a human being's jaw. Let me
sure
assure
you know.
that takes practice.
We're with the Federal Bureau of
Can I
Investigation.
get something to drink?
Sure. Coffee?
Coffee's okay, I guess.
Can we get him a coffee, please?
Actually, what I'd really love is some cigarettes and a pizza.
Afraid we can't help you with that.
Well, fuck you for wasting my time. Just messing with you guys. Hey, I didn't approve anything.
You don't have to do this, Jerry.
Okay, I'll do it. As long as I know I don't have to.
What you discuss with us cannot be used against you in your applications.
That's your recorder?
Electronics these days keep getting smaller.
Where's the mic?
See that
Built in.
little shiny part on the top?
Oh, shit.
You should see the cameras coming up. Fit in your pocket.
Let's discuss the pre-crime phase. Specifically, the day before you killed your first victim, Laura Sullivan.
I didn't kill Laura Sullivan. They never found her body. I was never convicted of that murder.
But you confessed to it.
Nope. It was given under coercion. I am looking at 3 consecutive life sentences thanks to an elaborate plot by the Portland PD.
You pleaded guilty to 3 counts of murder.
They drugged me, beat me, wouldn't let me talk to a lawyer, turned away my wife.
Are you saying you never met Laura Sullivan?
Yeah, I met her. She was wandering around my front yard.
Selling encyclopedias.
That's right. It was raining. She couldn't find the right address.
But you told her that you were the one who ordered the encyclopedias.
Nope. She was an aspiring model. I said I'd take some photos of her.
Is that when you invited her in? Took her to the garage?
Yep.
Sent your wife and children out to get hamburgers.
I thought we could use some privacy.
And then you hit her across the back of the head with a 2x4.
Actually, I realized I didn't have any film. He apologized for wasting her time, showed her out.
You consider yourself a bit of a photographer, right, Jerry?
Got my first camera at 15.
You're into ladies' fashions.
I've got my magazine subscriptions. I know what's going on.
You subscribe to...
Mostly shoe catalogs. It's my smut.
Did you masturbate to the photos of your victims?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
The photos the police found in your garage.
I didn't take those.
Actually, we did see them.
Did you take this picture?
I don't remember. Ever since the kids were small, I get these blackouts. It's hypoglycemia, low blood sugar.
You see that? That's you in the photo. Which means you took this photo. Which means you killed that girl.
Kemper was right.
Kemper.
He said you guys were idiots, but I'd call you fucking morons. I bet you swallowed every fucking line that came out of him.
As far as I know, all his communication is monitored.
What can I say? Prisons are like knitting circles. Word gets around.
Gotta affect the study if our subjects are all pen pals.
I'll call the superintendent in Vacaville.
I believe I'm in the middle seat.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's all right. You can have the op. It's okay, pal. My partner and I need to talk. Works out for both of us.
I really think it's best if I sat in the seat that's on my ticket.
Are you sure you wanna hear the discussions between them two? See the photos? Passing right in front of you.
So what are you saying? Advertising creates psychos? All men are pervs?
No, but sex is our trigger. But this is how we get to him.
Please, I can switch with you.
I'm enjoying the leg room.
The whole talking to Kemper thing.
Yeah, we called around. There's no evidence they were ever in touch.
Which doesn't mean they haven't. How is the study valid if our subjects can compare notes? Wouldn't it be cross-contamination?
What would these two guys talk about? These are two organized killers, but they're on opposite sides of the spectrum when it comes to what they'll admit to. Kemper is overly forthcoming. Brudos denies everything, even when confronted with evidence.
You know, the way he lies is very interesting.
How so?
Well, it's just so exaggerated. He can't possibly expect you to believe it.
Well, we called him on a lie, showed him the evidence, and that ended the entire interview.
There's something about disguise, you know, pretending to be someone else. It gives him room. For what? He said he started blacking out when his kids were small. So he isn't averse to talking about his family. You know, Bill, you could talk about your son.
No.
Try. Well, you don't have to talk about your family. You can make one up. It's just about building rapport.
Mrs. Darcy Cook.
Yes?
Hi, my name is Bill Tench. I'm with the FBI.
Is this about Jer?
About your ex-husband, Mr. Brudos.
Am I legally required to talk to you?
Well, no, but I only have a couple of questions.
Oh, I'm sorry. I changed my last name for a reason.
She said, is this about Jer?
Jer, how'd you get that scar?
Darcy found out I was chasing Skirt at OSU. Came after me with a Ginsu.
No, really.
God's truth.
We know that you've been jumped in here a few times.
In her testimony, your wife said you approached her dressed as a woman.
She said whatever the police wanted her to say.
But you did approach her dressed as a woman.
Are you married?
Yeah,
What's your wife's name?
none of your business. Nancy,
Let's just say my wife was less than adventurous.
stealing lingerie off of clotheslines.
You photographed a neighborhood girl naked when you were 15.
Just a healthy, red-blooded American male.
What about the shoes?
What shoes?
In your garage, the women's shoes. There were nearly 100 pairs, most of them size 16.
Ah, those. Friends sent those to me. What's that?
A reward for honesty. Do you wear them?
I don't have to.
To what?
You know.
Get off.
I'm really just asking for Darcy. We caught up on the phone.
Right.
Nice woman.
My wife wouldn't talk about me.
Ex-wife.
Sure, it makes it easier for them in school.
Yeah, what would they say to their friends? Not just about the murders. How do you explain the cross-dressing? I'll pass it along to Darcy. 10 years later, she's still confused.
Give her my love.
I'll do that. Jer.
Go fuck yourselves.
Come on, they're just questions.
I've had enough of your shit. What's going on? I'm done here.
Wait a minute.
I'm done.
We didn't talk to your stupid wife. She hung up on us.
And you're forgetting something.
You should have brought me a pair of Nancy's.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Maybe he likes more when they are weird. When people wear them.
So when did it start? Your interest in women's shoes?
It didn't start. It was always there. Got my first pair of heels at 5.
5 years old?
Stilettos. Found them in the junkyard, brought them home.
What did she think when you brought them home?
My mom burned the shoes.
The stilettos?
Dragged me into the backyard, poured kerosene all over them, lit them up. She always said she wanted a girl.
She wanted you to be a girl?
She had my brother, that's what she wanted next.
Why was she so upset when you brought home the shoes?
I was wearing them around the house.
Were you trying to be a girl?
Fuck no, I never wanted to be a girl. I liked the shoes. I took a pair of my teacher's shoes and she didn't lose her fucking mind. When she found them on me, I thought she'd go berserk, but she was just curious. Women always want to know, don't they? At least they think they do.
Did Darcy want to know?
It's tricky when you're married. You either have to deny yourself or keep a private space.
Wouldn't want her finding your trophies.
She would not have wanted that.
I mean, it's not so hard to move on from. It's not just some shoes. I'm guessing the killing part would bother her more.
Didn't bother you using that.
Who doesn't have a weird story about their mom and sex?
You're telling a private, very personal story to a murderous asshole. It bothered me.
There's nothing wrong
If
with...
what we're doing doesn't get under your skin, you're either more screwed up than I thought, or you're kidding yourself.
He doesn't want to mix the private life with the job.
Jesus, Nancy. I don't know what to say. I can't talk about this now, okay? Like I said, I really can't talk about this right now, okay?
You threw our questionnaire right out the window.
Your questionnaire, which wasn't working.
All you wanted to do was force him to admit that he wears women's clothes.
Yeah? Get under his disguise.
Cross-dressing is part of his psychology. If we can understand that, we can recognize it in another killer.
Cross-dressing is not an antecedent to homicidal behavior.
I didn't say that.
For most people, it's a harmless form of expression.
But it's usually sexual, right? And we know sex drives our subjects.
It's sometimes sexual. You weren't speaking his language. You were persecuting him about something that challenges your masculinity.
Where's this coming from?
I don't know. Maybe shock? At your total lack of objectivity?
We were supposed to be objective. Because I seem to remember you encouraging us to use our families to get to him.
I said use fake information as long as you establish rapport.
That's not what you said. And it's not possible. We can hassle him or we can open up to him. But either option has a cost.
I could drive him there once a week, maybe even get him out of school a little early, which could also be a good thing after what happened today.
What happened?
How much is she?
45.
An hour?
An hour and a half.
Nancy, that's a lot.
Well, you spend that much on a golf club.
Yeah, but when you buy a club, you have the club. I got a recommendation for a child psychologist over in Woodbridge. Much closer.
Why didn't you tell me?
Because I really don't want to send him to a shrink.
Me neither.
But at that price, I'd rather send him to a doctor than some hippie musician. I was hoping it wouldn't go this far.
It's a private school. If he keeps biting other children, he's gonna get kicked out.
He's getting bullied, so he's defending himself.
He's fine with me. He's great with Julie.
When I was putting him to bed, I found something under it.
What did you find?
I don't have change, so here's a little bonus. Julie, I'm so sorry. You know I'm an FBI agent. I work on some rough cases. He must have got this out of my office. I should lock that file cabinet.
He gets into things, I know.
We need to keep a closer eye on him, and we'll find a way to explain
I'll
it.
talk to him, make sure he understands there's nothing wrong.
Nothing's wrong?
You don't tell me a thing about what you do.
Now you know why.
You don't need to protect me, Bill.
I'm trying to protect everybody.
No, you need to protect your son.
I should put a lock on the door.
He's trying to get closer to you. Sometimes I find him in our closet. He's putting on your ties. He's walking around in your shoes.
Don't bring up shoes.
I'm here on the weekends now. I'm putting in the time.
Even when you're playing with him, I see you check your watch.
Well, to be honest, he's not much fun.
He's not much fun?
I know how that sounds, but I've tried. He's just not interested.
It takes more than turning up, Bill.
I can't even get him to look me in the eye.
He is not beyond hope.
Well, maybe I am. You want to know what I do? You want to see what I work on every night? Come on. A young mother with a boy Brian's age. Killer did the same thing to him. You want to see that photo? I got it here somewhere. Here's the one I'm working on now. Lovely guy by the name of Jerry Brudos. Murdered 4 women, not much older than Julie.
The mom and the shoes. Something happened there.
Clearly. Burning the shoes seared them into his mind as forbidden. Then the teacher had an entirely different reaction. So he's getting mixed messages from 2 adult women about his impulses.
How did it get tied to his sexuality? Was there a point at which someone could have intervened?
You're asking the right questions.
Ask him to look at the photos from the Ada Jeffries case. Tell him to look at the knots that were used to tie her up. They're nautical. And Fairfield is landlocked.
You're back on Fairfield?
We said we'd take a look.
Are you sure there's still something?
Holden, leave me alone.
When I was saying yesterday about remaining objective, you were right. It's bullshit. It's very hard.
I've been around crazy. I was in the army.
These people are extremely damaged and they know how to cause damage. Can you take a break?
No.
Talk to someone. I'm your coworker. I can't be a therapist.
Therapist? It's not like that.
Times have changed. You don't have to be the good soldier.
He's fucking immune. How do I tap into that?
It's weird. This... It's just not you.
Yeah, Holden, that's the point.
So that was a thing. That was episode 7. It was interesting. Now that they finished with the case of Beverly Jean, restarted their job kind of. They went to talk with Brutus, another serial killer, more unique, but he wasn't as talkative as Kemper. It was actually very hard to talk with him, to say something, especially first visit. That went completely wrong. The second was a bit better, because they managed to make him talk more, not that much, but better than nothing, I guess. The interview didn't go that smoothly either. He discovered that he has a liking for female shoes, especially stilettos, from a young age, and apparently his mother didn't approve that much. He was wearing them, and he saw him, and she burned him. She also doesn't take accountability for his murders. He didn't do this, he didn't do that, he didn't kill that one girl. No, it's a lot more difficult to get something from him. And it doesn't help that Bill is facing some problems in his family as well. He has some issues with his son at school. He bites other kids, but apparently it's because he's bullied. At home, he doesn't talk very much or at all. He doesn't hug his father. Now with the photos, but maybe it was just curiosity. But it's, I don't know. Isn't it a bit weird that, he saw that and he chose to take a photo and hide it under his bed? One photo very graphic of a murder victim. I don't know. But Nancy is trying to, help their son. She, started reading books and look for, a help, some sort of help. But still, it seems like Bill has his own idea of psychologist. But maybe, I don't know. It's definitely that, but also that he was hoping that everything will turn out okay with his son, that they can manage by themselves somehow to, help their son, which apparently is not the case. It's gonna be tough. Especially because, as much as Bill is trying not to connect his two worlds, family and job, is apparently, I'm sure, is difficult to disconnect, to not get affected by all the cases that you read, all the photos that you see, all the talking with serial killers, criminals. that he has. I feel that he's affected by both, or both of his worlds are affected by each other. His family by his work, and his work by his family. He's getting frustrated a lot easier. So I don't know. It was definitely an interesting episode. Gonna stop here. Can't wait for the next. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy. We'll see you next time. Bye.